It's 107.7 The Bone. Baby Huey here, out here, day number 3 of the Aftershock Festival. Super excited to be talking to Winston from Parkway Drive.
Super excited to be here, man. It's been a while since we've been back, so it's good.
I was trying to do the math and look at old photos and stuff on my hard drive. I think it was 7 years ago. You
Depressing
and I
old photos, and we're like, man, we were way younger then, huh?
I know, exactly. I'm turning 40 in 5 weeks.
I just turned 41.
Wow, happy.
Welcome, brother.
40's
the best one. You're just like, yeah, man.
I was going to say,
doing it.
They say what? 30s is the new 20s.
Yeah.
So now is 40s the new 30s?
I don't know. 40s the new 15. Whatever.
I love
it. Whatever you make of it, man. It's whatever you make of it.
I'm a kid at heart. Exactly. I'm always forever young.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm super excited. So when they announced, I hope you laugh at this. When they announced the lineup back in April, I was looking it over and I saw Parkway Drive is going to be back.
Yeah.
I was in my office at the radio station and I went, yes. Go. Sorry, I've been wanting to tell you that. But no, I was super happy to see you guys coming back.
Thank you. Yeah,
no, it was awesome.
We're super psyched to be back. Like, I still have memories of that Aftershock. That's the thing. That was like the best festival we played, like stateside at that point in time.
Really?
We're like, oh damn, and it's still kind of. Up until this tour hadn't been equaled, so that's really, really nice.
That's
like
very
I can remember
cool.
playing bottom feeder and watching the whole field like going bounce. It's like, oh shit, we're onto something here. This is awesome. They get it, so it's nice. And then today you kind of get like the catch up on what we've been doing in those 7 years. Like it's Parkway Plus. Parkway Drive, but not as you know it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot that's happened with you guys since last we chatted. I remember I saw the announcement. You guys were taking a break.
Yep.
And then obviously COVID hit, pandemic hit, and that was extra downtime for everyone.
Yep.
You guys are back, and I do respect you guys are very open about going to therapy and just trying to resolve some of the band issues.
Yep.
And I love your interview with Finn on the Punk Rock MBA.
Cheers.
Talking about a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
It's for you. Like, when did you realize? Okay, we need to get some help for the band.
Oh, dude, it was we had a sit down after we recorded Darker Still, because that was kind of like the tipping point. Like we got it done and we were stoked with it. The way in which it got done was just so freaking toxic. Like it was so like it was like on that knife edge of like, you really want to encourage everyone to do their thing. You really love this project, but at the same point in time, you're just like, God, we can't even communicate properly to get this done. So it was really, really gnarly. And off the back of that, like we had a few weeks to like get our stuff together, and then we're going back on the road, and we're like, well, we got to have a meeting. And we sat down and talked, and no one really listened to each other. We just kind of yelled at each other. And we're like, what the hell's going to happen when we go on the road? Like, we're going to be stuck in a bus with each other, communicating like this for like a month straight.
Okay.
We're like, that's gonna just kill us. As a band, that's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And it was the thing to do where like, be honest, like who actually wants to be in the band? And everyone still wanted to do it, but no one wanted to do it like this. We're just like, it's like this. I don't want to go on the road. I don't want to keep going.
Okay.
But I still love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you resolve that? And that was when we were like, Luke, like our lead guitarist is also our manager. Not our lead guitarist. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, he's also our manager, and he's like, we need help. We need someone to tell us what the hell is going on here, because we can't do this between ourselves. So yeah, we got a mediator in, and then she was like, you guys should go and do band therapy. And I was like, okay, cool. That's what we should do. And she's like, this is what every major company does once a year. Like you haven't done it for 20 years. You should actually have someone help like mediate this communication process, and then work through what you've been going through. And that was it. And that's how the process started.
And so when I think of like band therapy, I think a lot of people think of Metallica.
Yeah, okay. We're like, Jesus Christ, we're doing that. But yeah.
Is that what it ultimately is? Just all of you in a room, just start taking turns talking?
And someone like, not only that, but also explaining how and why you are the way you are. Like you don't learn this stuff, but like you just don't learn it. You don't go to school and someone tells you how emotional growth happens, or what to expect from life, or the impact that growth takes on you, and all of those kind of things. It's just like, here's how you get a job, and that's kind of it. And then you're out there, and you everything else you kind of don't really know how to deal with. It's just assumed that it happens. And it doesn't work that way. It just really doesn't work that way. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff along with like having someone to say, look, this is how we're going to structure things in terms of like, it's their turn to speak. Let them speak and actually listen, because obviously you care about each other. So listen to what they're saying. Like, and you have a space to now tell people what your experience has been, because it's very, like when you're in a band, everyone carries a certain weight, and especially when you're in a band like Parkway where it's very DIY, the weight gets really heavy, and you don't want to burden other people by sharing the weight. And the sharing aspect is what brings people together. So you just all hold it up individually, and that just breeds resentment. So, yeah.
There's
a lot to it.
No,
dude.
that's really hitting home for me.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people listen to this because I think for everyone, we either have family members, co-workers.
100%.
Not every relationship is perfect. There's some underlying issues, tension, and I think a lot of people avoid dealing with it.
100%.
It's really respectable that you guys did acknowledge it and
Thanks,
follow through. So, what's kind of like the current state of the band now? Is it much better?
Oh, the best. The best it's ever been. Ever. Like, this is the best tour we've ever done.
Okay.
The best we've ever been. It's so great, and that is the foundation for it.
Yeah.
And I'm really like, it sucked the way it happened, but the fact that it's turned out the way it has is an absolute blessing, and I couldn't be more stoked to have the guys in my band and in our crew as my friends and my family. That's the thing. And it is like, it is relatable. It's relatable to every person in their walk of life and in the way they go through life in general, because like I said, it's not taught. And it's almost to the other side of thing, like stoicism is something that's like, be strong, man up, harden up, just deal with it. And you're like, dealing with it is not, like, that's very different from ignoring it.
It's very tough, I think, for men, to talk about their feelings. Even
Big
in 2023 is still very tough. I mean, mental health is still
100%.
a new topic that people are just talking about.
It is, yeah. There's a difference between like the perception of what strength is in terms of just being silent and strong, and actually confronting what you feel makes you weak, because finding out why you are the way you are and the effect the world has on you, and sharing that with other people, essentially, like, that makes you stronger. And humans are stronger through community. Exactly. Like, no one, like, we're not designed to be these, as much as someone's like, I'm a lone wolf, I'm like, fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
No offense, but like, humans are tribal animals.
Well, I hate how people say, oh, you just gotta suck it up or push it back down.
That's it,
below. And I'm like, no, you gotta talk about it.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. You really do. Just like, cut to the chase. Everyone's got to talk about the shit, and everyone will be healthier and happier for it. Yeah, and that's the way you move forward as a society and as people. That's so great to hear. So, okay, I know, very serious talk right there. There's something, dude. There's so much to go into. I know, with this, but thank you for talking about it. That's the thing. Yes. Out of everything, we really hoped that by documenting what we did, that people would talk about it. Mm-hmm. That if it was like, if this is something hard we were going through, that at least we could help provide a pathway and a talking point for other people to inspire, feel comfortable like doing it. Yeah. So no, I love all that. Okay, so much other fun stuff I want to get into. So now the fun stuff. Yeah. But obviously, just follow you guys on Instagram. The stage performance, the fire, like there's some. Like it's a little bit of fire. Like, it's a bit, yeah. It's like, are we gonna get that today at Aftershock? Yeah, of course. So for anyone who sunset set. Okay, it's gonna be gnarly, dude. Follow them on Instagram. You can see the videos there, but everyone here is gonna get a real treat. So it's the drummer is spinning in a circle, very like Tommy Lee, Motley Crue-esque, and then you got the fire. And also on fire. Well, everything else is on fire. Okay, I'm in the fire. Who came up with all this? All of us. Like, we design all our shows. That's the thing. Like when I said DIY, like, there's no production company behind what we do. It's like the band that does all this stuff. And so, then, how do you even practice like that stuff? You'll see that one day. I think like Ben has a practice video of what he actually has done to be able to drum upside down. Because I've taken a ride on that thing, and it's like, it's dumb. Like, it's so hard, dude. I have so much respect for that guy. Okay. Like, it's like, I can't drum, but I can hit a thing. And as soon as the drums start moving, it's like the pat your head, rub your stomach thing at the same time, except you're trying to drum, doing three things at once, and like, you all of a sudden just forget how to even function. Yeah. And he's just playing the song while he's going through it. Also, everything's burning around him, and like he's got flames flying past his face at the same time. I'm like,
my God.
yeah, dude, well done, man. Like, well done. Thanks for training for that. He's literally on his dad's, like, you know, the back extension machines where you lie on a board and then you tilt up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on that, like, drumming. That's the only way he can practice.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
That's incredible. I cannot wait to see that today at Aftershock. And by all means, if you're watching this after the fact, check it out on their Instagram, social media, all that stuff.
Have a peep.
For you guys, what I always love is about your sound. Obviously, I know there's so many subgenres and definitions, labels. You know, metalcore. I always love that you guys, like, you know, growing up big surfers, punk rock. I was always fascinated though. As punk rock, you guys have cited, like, you know, Pennywise, Bad Religion, just all the great punk bands as influence. How do you just not replicate that sound, but instead you even take it like one step above that and like heavier, the vocals, the growls, all that stuff? Like, how does that evolve into what your sound is?
It's just, there's only two things really that matter for us. Do we enjoy playing it? Do we enjoy listening to it? That's kind of it.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's how the influences kind of seep in. Other than that, we allow everything to naturally just come into the band. And if you run by those two simple quality tests, anything can be Parkway. But at the same point in time, like, you do know that there's going to be a certain quality to it in terms of, like, not like quality, like gold standard quality, Parkway quality. Like, there is a certain sound that sounds like Parkway, and there's always melody in the guitar. There's always a degree of heaviness, and the vocal delivery always, like, you can always tell it's me, no matter what else there is going on around it. And the other influences just seep in terms of, like, what we want to do with the actual song. Like, we like pushing the boundaries further and further out in terms of what this band is capable of. But we very much know where the roots are. It's like watching this tree grow, and the longer we go on, like, the longer the branches grow and the further they go away from the roots, but the roots are still there.
Wow, that's so cool. I mean, for you, like, a lot of metalcore bands, either the vocalist will do you know, the growls, but then the clean vocals, or they have two singers. For you, it's always
just everything. It's everything, and it's very heavy most of the time.
Like, I mean, one, is that just your choice? You're like, hey, I want to sing this way, you know, for Parkway Drive. Was there ever, like, I know it's evolved where you've sung, you know, you've got less growling and more singing, but has that always been your choice? Like, I want to just...
Oh yeah, it's really weird because, like, I mean, originally we had our original bass player back in the day. He sung some stuff on some of our first songs. And it wasn't necessarily great, and it wasn't what we never put it in there because it was essential. It was us trying to find. It was us just doing like what we wanted to do at the time was be heavy and include things which we thought had to be there. And when we realized, like, going into Killing with a Smile, we were just like, we don't need that. Let's do what we love doing. Like, that's the weakest part of what we do. Let's do this other thing, which is what left me as the lone vocalist. And the other part was the parts were always very minor in the first place. It's not like big soaring choruses. That's kind of where the core of it began. And it's kind of reverse engineered because I never knew how to sing. I don't know how to play music, don't know how to read music, I didn't know how to sing. And I always just assumed I could do this one thing. And then after 10 years, I was like, I'm going to try doing some other stuff. So, and I started just changing my voice and experimenting with what my voice can just do. And that includes just learning how to sing. Like, and I don't necessarily want to be like this metal band that has these massive soaring choruses and stuff like that. But I like being able to add melody and character into what we do, to take it to just different places and bring in different elements when it's there. That's kind of it. The core of it's still always going to be me being heavy because, like, it's hard for me not to be that when you're on stage in front of, like, people with that much energy. Like, it's harder for me to draw it back to, like, gear 1 than it is to shift up to gear 7 and just go. So
one thing I always want to talk about is you know, pro wrestling. Big pro wrestling fan. So years ago, kind of, I first discovered you was from WWE. Seth freaking Rollins. He's referenced you guys as he's one of his favorite bands. He, like, loves listening to you guys while he works out and stuff. And so he's been, like, a big, just massive supporter for you guys. So just kind of curious, you know, your relationship with him, friendship with him. Just the influence of Seth Rollins on the band.
Interesting one.
Okay.
It's an interesting one.
Okay.
That's all. Man. Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's the thing. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's just interesting. This point in time, I don't know. Dropped a theme song which sounds very, very similar to something that we've done.
Oh, that's. Sorry, it took me a second. Yes, you're right. I got it. I got it.
Weren't consulted about that.
Really?
Hell no. First thing I heard was literally someone going, "This sounds a lot like Wild Eyes, man."
That's right.
I was like, damn. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that stands, dude. That's,
gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very strange.
Gotcha.
Very strange.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
sorry.
Thanks for asking though. It's interesting.
Okay. No, good to know. Well, I will say I do love Australia and just where you guys are from and all that stuff. I've always really just admired where a band comes from and the music scene that's from there. You guys, I was a big fan of Violent Soho and just
Yeah, lad. Yeah.
So what's kind of the state of the music scene in Australia right now?
Strong.
Really?
Really strong. This tour that we've done as well at the Monsters of Oz tour has been all Australian bands.
Yeah.
And we've been chatting while we've been on the tour as well. It's having done this for 20 years. You see it go through various stages, and we were in a first or second wave of heavy bands to even be able to make it out of Australia, and then to 20 years later to be able to do an entire semi-arena tour with just Australian bands on the package, and have them all kill it, and have them all be recognized names is so sick. And that's just and that's just picking a couple to be able to line up with the tour dates.
Yeah.
There's so many bands right now which are being recognized internationally and at home are murdering it. It's so cool to be able to see the growth, the growth of Australian heavy music, especially because that's where my heart's at. Australian music's always it ebbs and flows in its popularity, but alternative and heavy music right now, I'm saying, it's the strongest it's ever been. Okay. It's hitting milestones in our country which have never been seen before in terms of the quality of the band and the support, where they're playing, how many people are coming, how nuts it's going. It's really good. There's a really big surge happening, and I'm seeing the wave happen at home, and I'm watching it spread overseas, which gives me a lot of pride.
That's so cool. Well, I hope Violent Soho comes back at some point. I know they're a little bit on
a
break
dude.
right now.
Yeah, that's it. It's an interesting one. It's a hard scene in Australia. Mm-hmm. It's a hard scene because you can't tour all the time. You can tour a few places, and then you're kind of done for 6 to 12 months, and that's not enough to sustain you as a band. So you do have to break it overseas to be able to maintain it as an actual as a career.
Yeah, no, and that's something I've heard you talk about in other interviews, how it's tough because when you're starting out in a band, you're working a job, and then well, I want to make this band work. I got to go tour for 5 months, but you got to quit your job. And you're always kind of in this weird vicious cycle. It's you tour and you get back, you got to find another random job.
That's it.
Just temporary, and then go on the road again.
If you can get a job, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's gnarly. It's something that I don't think many people realize about the music industry, full stop, is there comes a point where that cycle, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice of this is going to be me forever. I'm putting everything on music, and I'm hoping that at some point in time, I'm still employable as a temporary person coming back, or music is the thing that will sustain me for the rest of my life, or you're out and you're getting a career.
Yeah.
That's it. And that is a real thing that happens to every musician, and it's it's a hard choice.
It's tough because luckily for you guys, you were established kind of that transition of the old era of the music business to what we're at now with streaming and just how touring is just the livelihood of a lot of these bands.
LimeWire generation.
Yes, I know. Kazaa.
Yeah, that's it.
Kazaa?
Yeah, remember Kazaa, man? Jesus.
Yes.
Give me the sips. Yeah, Jesus.
I love this. This. We can bond over all the old days of music.
Yeah, we're definitely not sounding old at all, are we?
Can I be in your MySpace top 8?
I know, yeah.
But no, but no, it's for you guys. I'm sure you're very lucky to realize, we were kind of that last phase of what the old music business is. But yeah, you're right. But this new era, It's so tough. I can only imagine if a band
only gets
starting
tougher.
now.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. I don't envy anyone starting now. But at the same point in time, like, there's different avenues there.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's very easy to just go, oh, it was better back in the day.
Yeah.
But every generation of everything deals with change. Change is the constant.
Yeah.
And understanding that change is the constant and rolling and adapting with it is where you find strength. As soon as you're just like, I'm never going to change, you're like, well, you're the dinosaur and you're going to be stuck in the tar pit. And there's still plenty of bands that, like, they figure out the new way of using the tools that are at hand, and then they break through. And then they can sustain. And sustaining the thing is the hard part, because that's when you're like, that one thing that made me break, now I have to figure out how to move that into the next model of just, like, getting into someone's ears, getting into someone's face.
So for right now, for you in your place right now with Parkway Drive, it sounds like comfortable. It's like
it is.
The band is established. You got the therapy. You got the relationship. It seems like this is
our career, and it's good.
But you're at a really good place right
100%.
now.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. It's really, really good, and it's good. Like, there's nothing to complain about it, because, like, when you know that there's hard work to be done, but that hard work is where the passion lies. Like, the saying, like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life is bullshit. You'll work every day in your life, but you'll love doing it.
Yes.
You will love doing it, and that's the thing. Like, it's still a grind. It's still a slog. It still like keeps you up at night. But the joy that you get out of it, and the joy of being able to create this art and perform what you dream, is indescribable. And, like, it's so awesome that people have continued to have faith in us and take something out of what we do and trust us in our vision, because that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, like, people are trusting. Like, no, we know we trust that you guys are going to create something that I will want to spend my time on, be it a song, an album, a show, an interview, whatever the hell they're consuming of whatever we create. Like, that's trust, to spend your time to go being you got my attention. Yeah. Like, my attention's yours. Make it worth it.
That's
awesome. Yeah, that's all we want to do.
What's next for Parkway Drive after today?
We go home, like, we gig and hop in a car and go to the airport to go home.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's it. Super fast.
Okay, what's the weather right now? Because I know it's the opposite America.
Yeah, we're on our way to summer. Summer's almost beginning, so this is, like, my first taste of it. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Okay. It's kind of toasty. It's nice. I'm the kind of person.
My ass off.
I know, me too. I will whinge about it, but I definitely love it. So,
okay.
We're going home, and our drummer Ben's having, like, his first kid, which is going to be really nice for him. Everyone gets to spend a bit of time at home with family,
surfing,
and then a bit of surfing. We've got a couple of little things started next year, but I think we're going to, like, maybe start jamming around with some new stuff. Like, we have some ideas here and there. Don't know what it's going to be, but, like, just start playing some music, planning the next assault. We have we have a lot of planning to do and a lot of plans. Like, this band works with, like, a 5-year plan in place. So whether or not that eventuates, like, we know where we want to be and we know what we're going to do, and there's things to create. Like, what you're seeing on this tour is, like, dude, this is the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. To be honest, like, that's the thing. It's really cool to be able to show people in North America, like, what this band actually is, because we've been doing what you're seeing now overseas for, like, 7 years now, kind of thing, and it's very different from what everyone has been able to experience thus far of Parkway in North America, and to be able to go, no, this is the reality. I'm like, it's a bit of a reality check, bang, but that's what you're getting. Like, it's a very quick catch up, and there's so many more levels to go, and it's really exciting, because I know that we have so much more to give. Gotcha. That's, oh man, Winston, if you couldn't tell already, I could talk to you all day. Yeah, I know you gotta get chatting. I know you gotta get your vocals ready. Also, you're going to end up with me not having a voice, and also 3 hours worth of interview, because I don't shut up either. But my coworker Chas, who you met last time, she's not here today. She'll be back tomorrow. But I'll ask this question on her behalf. Her favorite movie is Almost Famous. At the end of the movie, they ask the question, "What do you love about music?" So Winston, what do you love about music? The thing that I love the most about music is the fact that it is universal human connection. That's it. Wow. Like, it goes beyond language, goes beyond emotion. It's the thing which impacts every single person's soul on this planet, no matter where they're born, what they look like, what era they are in, where in time they've existed. Music transcends everything. Wow.
Amazing, Winston. I can't thank you enough for just being
almost famous.
So
I'm a golden god.
Exactly, dude. I can't thank you enough for making the time. Like I said,
my
big
pleasure.
fan. You guys are just fucking awesome.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you come through the Bay Area again at some point.
Oh, we'll be back, dude.
Yeah,
like
San Francisco.
This is just
Oakland,
the warm up,
yeah.
man.
Okay, good. I love it. So yeah, I encourage everyone to go listen to all of Parkway Drive. It's all amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.